Can you be a scrunchy, silky, or coochie kachi even if you don't have kids? Hey, what's up? Welcome to Heal, Laugh, and Rise Up. I'm Jessie, your badass, two-time cancer fighter, soul work mentor, and your favorite Latina. We're here to talk about our traumas and how we use them to grow, honey.
I'm Amber, a chemo nurse by day, caretaker to my husband by night, all while being a scrunchy mom. So grab your drink and pull up a chair. Let's get into today's miracle and shit show.
Do I have to have kids to be scrunchy? I want to know what scrunchy means. Everybody is dying to know about this scrunchy lifestyle because you can't hold something back from us if it's going to benefit us.
It's going to benefit. It's going to benefit you. It benefited me. Well, let me explain.
Okay, please explain the scrunchiness because I'm dying to know.
So I didn't know what this scrunchy community was. I had no idea. It came up in life multiple times.
Okay.
But ultimately, because scrunchy mom, I don't want to say like if you're not a mom, you can't be scrunchy mom.
Right.
However, I think it's a certain lifestyle. It's just a way of natural parenting. So it's like the non-toxic lifestyle. I don't know if you've heard of that.
I kind of have.
That's a coined term right now on TikTok. So my lifestyle was already very similar to it wasn't non-toxic lifestyle at all. But there was elements of it as if I'm trying to get there.
Can I ask you if this was part of your, the way you were raised? Was your mom or your grandma scrunchy or semi-scrunchy or little crunch? Little crunchy?
So I think back then, I think it started, I could be totally wrong. You'll have to Google it. Someone told me in the 70s there was a granola parenting style, and that's where this is stemmed from.
I need to write this down.
So we'll have to look that up.
Yes.
Because I still don't know. Like, again, apparently I'm scrunchy. I didn't just, hey, I'm going to be a scrunchy mom. I don't fucking know.
Guess what, motherfuckers? I'm scrunchy.
Catch me, I'm crunchy. No, actually, so I thought I was crunchy, and then I became silky, and then I was like, oh shit, I'm neither. I am both. I'm scrunchy. But ultimately, it came down to figuring out I was scrunchy was because I was told I was scrunchy, and then I looked into it. So when I became a mom, I've been in and out of support groups because of Mike's accident. I don't think I really did support groups before Mike's accident, so I can't talk to that. But with Mike's accident, everyone's putting us in touch with support groups.
Okay.
Burn survivors, electrocution survivors, the spouses of these accidents. Lightning strike is probably the biggest.
Really?
Between lightning strike groups and burn groups.
Wow.
Because if you were electrocuted by a high voltage power line in a backyard, you didn't live. So the only groups of that were widows. And none of these groups I really related to.
Right.
I couldn't ask, hey, what did you see helped you? Because it wasn't there. So then when I became a mom, I found a support group. I would call it a support group online, better said, a community of moms that kind of parented like me, and no, my parents did not.
They did not.
No.
Your dad was not scrunchy.
My parents grew up very poor. So maybe they were crunchy to an extent and they were silky to an extent because they didn't have, but they, my dad's dad was very particular about what they ate.
Oh.
So they didn't have hot dogs. They didn't eat fast food. That was all processed stuff. I think it's a very European thought process because he's from Switzerland. So I think that's where that came from. But then my grandma grew up, she'll tell you, like, she grew up poor where they eat seafood a lot, which you might think, oh, that's not poor.
Yeah, I was like, here, what do you mean?
It's not here. She grew up in a little beach town.
Where?
In Mexico.
Oh, in Mexico, right.
So this little beach town where they would just collect their food, right? And then they would salt and dry fish, and they would eat that all year. So it's a little different than our culture thinking.
Right.
Right? Then there's my mom's side, and she grew up, eating margarine. She never had real butter. And then she met my dad, and this is real butter. This is
butter?
So I bring that up because I'm over here feeding my husband, grass-fed butter on fucking everything.
By the way, shout out to you for hooking me up with grass-fed butter.
That shit's bomb.
Yes, it's fucking good.
It's the best.
I just want to eat
yellowy deliciousness.
Oh, man, it's so good.
So I did that with Mike. And again, that was just part of my lifestyle before becoming a mom. But then becoming a scrunchy mom, another thing that was like, oh, I guess I'm scrunchy, was I saw a meme and it said, on a scale of 1 to feeding your child butter,
Okay.
how scrunchy are you? And I was like, holy shit, I'm feeding my child butter.
You're like, here,
Yeah,
eat this tub of
I
butter.
do. That's her snack.
Why do people think butter is so bad?
Cholesterol levels.
Yeah.
This whole scrunchy mom stuff, to me, it's a community that I found. It's a support group that I found, and I think...
Do you feel like you're in place when you're in this community and, talking to these people? Do you feel like, this is where it feels good? Or do you feel like, I feel so out of place with these scrunchy moms?
So I went to a scrunchy group, and that's when I was like, there's so much I can learn from these people and their parenting styles because they're very different than how I was raised.
Right.
There's so much I can learn. And then I also did the things I'm doing. There's validation here that other parents are doing it and it's working.
Yeah.
Their kids may be older, they may be younger. It's just been I guess why so many people push support groups is because once you find one that works, it really does kind of validate feelings, calm you. And you can grow in them still. I don't know everything. I'm a new mom.
Right.
I'm so glad I found this now while Mackenzie's little because it will help me. I don't relate to everyone in the group.
Right.
I noticed a lot of people in the groups that I'm in, they're stay-at-home moms. I don't relate to everyone, but way more than I've related to any other group.
Right.
And I think that's a big thing. If anyone takes anything from this podcast episode, is find a support group, whatever you're going through, and go be in the
just
support
try
group.
it. I joined a support group when I had a total hysterectomy when I found out I had cancer in 2020, and I had no idea what a hysterectomy really was, what would happen to me. So I joined a support group online also, and it's like you said, I felt validated, like I'm not the only one, because I'm the only one out of my closest friends that was going through it. So I felt very alone. But finding a support group, and like you found different ones, you just got to keep plugging in and not being afraid, because I was afraid, honestly, to start talking and sharing my story because I was embarrassed about certain things.
I think that's the beauty, is you can sit back and just listen
and just
until
watch.
you're ready.
Right.
And then if you feel like sharing, then you can share. It's not forced upon you. You don't have to share. You don't have to talk.
Yeah, it's not like you're going to therapy and the therapist is saying, come on.
Yeah, I have nothing to share, just you.
Yeah. So I'm happy that you found the Scrunchy group and that you feel, like you said, keep learning, because this is something that is benefiting not just your life, but your family.
Yeah. And it's funny how
and benefiting me, because you're teaching me some scrunchiness, girl. I still don't know everything, but you'll come up to me, you'll be like, this and this and that. I'm like,
with all my herbs.
Yeah. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. I struggled finding the right group. But with Mackenzie, I finally found a group that I felt more comfortable listening in.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I would express certain things I'm doing, or someone would say something and I'd ask more about it. For example, it came time for shots at the doctor's. And I'm like,
the first time?
Yeah, for her first shots. And I'm like, I know these things. I'm an RN. I went through nursing school. I learned about all this. But here I am, like, it's my own child.
It's different.
At work, we do a lot of informed consent teaching.
Okay.
Which I annoy people.
Do you?
Yes, I do. Because everyone's like, Amber, how do you say something so intense? And we'll go into that on like another day when we talk about cancer, because I can go over my cancer teaching.
Yeah.
But I can give such intense information because I want them to know. Like, I need you to be informed.
Yeah, you're not sugarcoating it.
No.
Like, you're going to be okay.
You need to know this could happen. But at the same time, I don't want to scare you. My intention is not to make you say, never mind, I don't want this. So we're going to stick her with needles and put a bunch of stuff in her. I'm like, I know I got these vaccines as well, but now it's my choice. Now I'm the responsible adult. I want to make sure I'm doing the best I can. Because 30 plus years of information.
And things change.
Yes.
And you have access to information our parents didn't before.
Exactly.
They just said, take your kids, you got to have these immunizations before you bring them to school.
If I'm going to do it, then I need to know that I did the best I can. And to be honest, I might have fucked her up. I don't know.
Mhm.
She's vaccinated.
Yeah. Do you feel pressure? Like
Oh,
extreme
there's
pressure?
everywhere.
Really? Like, shit, is this right? Oh my gosh.
So there's medicine.
Mhm.
There's your primary physician. And then there's alternative medicine.
Right.
There's complementary medicine.
Mhm.
And all of them can be so strong on one view. I think it's really important to keep your mind open to Western medicine, Eastern medicine, not just Western medicine.
That's the hardest part for most
Alternative medicine, complementary medicine. So you're not going to ignore what your doctor says, but what goes with it.
Right. There's so many tools and so many things that are out there that we're not aware of because I feel like we live in this tunnel vision. I only know what my mom and dad taught me and what school said, and then that's all I know.
Yeah.
I'm 46 years old, and if the stuff that I know is not benefiting me and working, why am I going to keep doing it?
Yeah, it's like we know we want change, but we're not changing.
Yeah.
And I think that's a lot of what we have to talk about is how we changed, what we changed, why we changed, and is it actually working? Yes, for me it is.
Mm-hmm.
You think all these changes you've made have helped
definitely.
you?
I wouldn't be sitting here if I didn't do certain things that I'm learning that are new and that somehow might be off the wall. Like, what? But I definitely feel a great shift in my mental health for sure in the last year and a half. Learning to learn is how I would say it. I'm learning to learn. I want to learn. I want to know what scrunchy is. I want to know how I can apply that, and let me try it.
Yeah.
Doesn't hurt to try.
I don't think I'm committed enough to be crunchy.
Okay, so is that the next level? Crunchy's the next level up?
I think that's the extreme of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's always an extreme side to things.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't agree with everything I learned in my crunchy group, and that's okay.
Right.
Right? So there's still things I choose to do that maybe aren't viewed as 100% natural parenting.
Mm-hmm. Like
my disposable diapers. I want to just throw the poop away. I don't want to wash the diaper in a bucket.
Yeah. Is it hard for you? Is it hard for your family or close friends to understand the semi-crunchy lifestyle? Or are they like, do they try to correct it? I'm curious.
I don't think anyone has tried, aside from you should put rice in the baby's water bottle at 4 months. That was probably the only time anyone tried to do something opposite or mentioned it multiple times. Or telling me I should be feeding her at 4 months. Things like that. Maybe that did come up a little more often. But for the most part, no. No one's trying to correct it. It is weird to a lot of people. Why are you doing this? And then they like it. They agree with it. No one's fighting me on it. And also, I'm very thankful the people in my life, no one's trying to parent for me.
Right.
Which has been very nice. Everyone's been respecting my space, which is super awesome.
Super awesome because especially, Latino community, everybody's parenting along with you.
Yeah, everyone's telling you, why doesn't she have socks and shoes on? I'm like, because she's 2 weeks old.
She's going to get an ampolla, a blister in her mouth, if her hair's wet.
Don't take her outside. The dogs are going to poop and she's going to see it and get a sty. Like, oh, she's sick. Let's get an egg.
Oh, yeah.
Just everything. But I mean, those things aren't not happening. They're still happening. But it's not being... I guess maybe I'm also very open to those things too.
Right.
I want to see where they stemmed from. Is there any credibility to it? You want to rub an egg on my kid? Fuck it.
Yeah, do it.
It's not going to hurt her.
Yeah.
Whatever. Put it under the bed, bury it in the backyard, whatever you do. Like, until you start hurting my... Like, don't beat her with a basil plant.
Right.
Yet.
Oh, yeah.
Yet.
La limpia.
There's definitely... It was a new world, I think, for a lot of people.
Are you excited to learn a new world as a parent?
It's been very exciting.
Yeah. How hard was it for you to find a community of people that you can plug into? Did you keep searching or did you know where to start?
No, once I was told you're a Scrunchy mom, it told me exactly where to look. And that happened very early on. And I had heard the terms before I even had kids. So that's how I got kind of to the whole crunchy mom thing. I was like, someone said, oh, are you a crunchy mom?
You're like,
yeah,
I love tacos, crunchy tacos, if that's what you mean. Tostadas. So you were somewhere and they asked you like in person?
For Mike, because of his accident and his new diet and everything we do different, we were doing a lot of A2 milk.
Okay.
And I was at Trader Joe's. And I said, do you have any A2 milk? And he was like, what are you talking about? He was really, really nice, super cool worker. He said, well, we can look anything up and we can even ask questions to these people that, are selling this stuff to us. I said, no, it's okay. I'll just get this. It should be A2, but whatever. I was like, I needed milk. Mike drinks a lot of milk. So I just got a small thing. And then as I was checking out, word got around to other workers that I was looking for A2 milk. Not in a bad way, but, hey, do you know this? Whatever. I'm assuming. So then this other guy comes up to me and he's like, oh, are you looking for A2 milk? I said, yeah, that's me. And he said, we don't have anything that's marketed as A2 milk.
Okay.
What you have in your hand might be A1, A2 milk. Have you tried raw milk? And at this point, I thought raw milk was illegal.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
You would. Yeah.
have you seen Schitt's Creek?
No.
Oh my God.
No.
Anyways, I was like, I've tried raw milk on a farm.
I was gonna tell you the only raw milk that I know is my friends that go to
rancho.
They go to rancho and they have the milk with the tequila or whatever, and they just and they has all the cow like pelo, pelo, the hairs and shit.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's why you're like raw milk.
Well, I kind of got what he was talking about, but at the same time, like, I almost was pressured to say yes. I'm in Trader Joe's where everything is, organic, and I don't shop there a lot. But I said, yeah, but isn't it illegal? Or no, I don't think I said that. I don't want to admit to it. I just said, yeah, but I don't know where to buy it to get it today. Like nowadays. Like, years ago I tried it. Yeah. And he was like, oh, Sprouts down the street sells raw milk. And, oh, thank you, California. And then I looked into it. I'm like, well, shit. But he was the one that was like, oh, are you a mom? And I said, no. And he was like, oh, I thought you were part of that whole Crunchy mom community. And that was the first time I heard it. Didn't think anything about it. Didn't even look it up. Yeah. Just, ended up registering in my head, whatever. Fast forward to, we had Mackenzie. We flew to Virginia to hang out with these people. It was called God's Table. And there was a booth that was an anti-vaxxers booth. Okay. And I was kind of mad.
You were?
Yeah. I'm like, what is this bullshit? So I went over and I grabbed a bunch of flyers because I wanted to read what
you're like, let me see what this is about.
Mackenzie's with us. And there's all these other children. But she finds her little group of kids that she wants to play with. And all the dads are hanging out. Moms are sitting, breastfeeding newborns. And it was very interesting because I'm not used to everyone so openly breastfeeding.
Really?
Yeah. At the time, I was still breastfeeding, but I would pump and put it in a bottle, and then she would drink it because we're out at this event. But this was a group that I didn't have to look around and go, who am I going to offend? Yeah. I didn't have that pressure.
Yeah, you didn't feel that vibe, no.
So I befriended these people, and then I came to find out that most of them consider themselves crunchy. That was the second time I heard it. I was like, what is this crunchy mom shit? So I started to look it up, and it was just more this natural parenting style. But some would say it's on an extreme end. No vaccines. That's why there was an anti-vaccine booth acceptable. They were all drinking raw milk. And mind you, this is in Virginia. Over there, it's illegal. They're like buying it illegally. I'm like, what?
So you can't go to the market and buy it? Like you can't go here to Sprouts?
No. That's not a thing elsewhere. If you don't know someone with a cow, the best you got is A2 milk. Which is like, I mean, I knew a lot about this community. I didn't know they existed, but I knew the information, their like-mindedness, whatever. I don't know what I'm going for. Yeah. But I understood that world.
Yeah. It didn't seem foreign to you.
No. And I was like, shit. Am I crunchy?
It felt good.
I felt comfortable.
Yeah. You felt at home.
Yeah. Everything I wanted to do was normal. It wasn't frowned upon. Yeah. And then I was even like learning. There was people were there with reusable diapers. I was there with disposable diapers. Right. Which I'm still a fan of. So, my kid has vaccines. There's a different schedule you can give them. Make yourself a little more comfortable. See what your kid's actually reacting to if they have a reaction. There's some vaccines I didn't give her. There's things that I didn't do as extreme as someone who might confidently, strongly say, I'm a crunchy mom. But I didn't know that. So I joined a Crunchy Mom Facebook group.
So then you went, let me see what this is about.
No,
Let me find my girls.
Yeah.
Let me find my girls.
After that experience, I was like, wow, I'm not alone.
Yeah, that's awesome.
These people know how to do it the way I want to do it.
Right.
So I joined this like Crunchy group and I was like, oh my God, these people are annoying.
Really?
Like, I understand disposable diapers are not helping the world, but are you getting these reusable diapers manufactured somewhere that's not creating waste either? Because I think we're all creating waste here. I don't know. So I had my thoughts. There was some political views that were tied in. There's a lot on the whole vaccine thing. But anyways, I found out I'm not a Crunchy mom.
So you're not Crunchy.
Apparently not.
Okay.
So then I said, well, what's not a Crunchy mom? And I Googled it. And then TikTok taught me. They're called Silky moms.
Ooh, I like that.
Yes.
Silkies.
So the opposite.
Silky smooth,
We the
girl.
silkies.
Ooh.
Girl, please Google
Okay, I'm going to Google.
silky chicken.
Silky chicken.
They're so cool.
Are they cute?
Oh my God, they're so cute.
Are they the ones that have the big, like
The little
pelo?
fluffies?
Yeah.
They're so funny. So I was like, oh, I'll be a silky. Nope.
You're not silky then?
No,
Okay.
I mean, I 100% think technology is great.
Okay.
Miss Rachel helps me raise my child. I'm all about it. But I'm not the first to get a COVID vaccine. I'm not only using disposable diapers. I use every swim class we go to. She has her little reusables. I keep reusables in the car because there's times where they're helpful.
Yeah.
If you're going on a 4-hour airplane flight, if you're going on a 45-minute flight, if you're going in an airplane, you don't want to blow out, throw a reusable diaper over that disposable diaper. It will not blow out.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
There are times when I like both.
Okay.
I like old, natural parenting style. Do I only do that and ignore all the new? No. I said, well, I'm not a silky either.
Yeah.
Apparently, I'm scrunchy.
Okay, so scrunchy is it?
It's a silky, crunchy, scrunchy.
Oh, girl, I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna get on here and I'm gonna Google because I want to. I mean, I know I hear what you're saying, but it's very fascinating.
But there's also, the spectrum.
Right.
I'm sure there's someone who feels very scrunchy, but they use only reusable diapers and they don't want to add to that waste. But maybe they don't fit in with a crunchy group. That's a scrunchy.
Can you be a scrunchy, silky, or kunchy kachi even if you don't have kids?
Why not? I don't know.
Right.
Girl, I just found out I'm scrunchy. I don't know. Everything I do and I say, I'm constantly told, oh, you're a scrunchy mom. And it's probably because I'm in groups that they're either talking down to me because they're crunchy moms, or it's just because we're all over here drinking raw milk together.
With the little pelito of the cow in there.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, why not? Shit. It's good for you.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, this is where I learned that kind of milk and a grass-fed butter that I didn't know
Oh, yeah, that yellow
existed.
butter is
I'm
so
like,
good.
oh my gosh, I got to use that butter every day. Grass-fed I'm learning a little bit through your scrunchiness.
Well, it's funny, like going back is I started this way with my eating habits because of Mike. I wasn't a mom yet. So it's even if you took Mackenzie out of the picture, you would learn these ways of eating.
Right.
So is that crunchy? I don't know.
Isn't that being like for me, someone with cancer, shouldn't I be eating the shit that is good for me? So
yeah, but you have people saying like you shouldn't be eating that saturated fat. It's bad for you.
Right.
Girl, give me more butter as long as it's grass fed. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Give me bone broth.
Yeah.
When you went through your chemo,
Yeah, remember, yes.
you made bone broth.
Yeah. It's something so simple, right? And so easy that it's not like
that our ancestors did.
Yes. They're ahead of the game, honey. The ancestors knew what was going on and they had all the answers, and unfortunately it has been lost in translation.
So why not take this more natural way of living and live it?
Yeah. Well, I think that's great that you're educating yourself and you're learning and you're seeing what worked for you, and it's about learning what works for you instead of just sitting and doing the same thing you've been doing for 46 years, the same thing your parents did for 50 years, and nothing is changing. So I think congratulations.
Thank you. It takes a lot.
Wow.
But that brings me to question. You said that you're learning here. How does it feel raising a child when you never wanted to be a mom?
That's so bizarre. Weird. I never wanted kids. Everybody knows that. I think I decided when I was like 15, I didn't want children. My mom used to take care of kids growing up, and she used to babysit, and probably like 5 kids at a time. And it was like 3 of us at a time. I mean, kids, 3 siblings. And
So it'd be like 8 kids in the house.
yeah, a bunch of fucking kids. A bunch of fucking kids.
You have a huge house or what?
Girl, that you seen the house?
I know.
So
thinking,
one
damn.
bathroom, no, 8 kids, and they were all like escalera, like like a ladder. Now that I'm in the game, honey, it's not easy. Definitely not
I
easy.
don't know how your mom did that.
I don't know how my mom did that
Jeez.
either.
My mom too. I don't know how these moms, they were built different, girl.
They were built different.
But at the same time, I don't want to say that because I think we're doing pretty damn good.
I think it's amazing.
Now, were there certain things that I've done as a parent where you're like, oh, and maybe it's my scrunchy culture.
Yeah, a lot of things.
Oh,
a lot of things
I
are
like
different.
This. I wish maybe you have friends with kids. I wish so-and-so would do this.
Well, the communicating with your child when your child is having some sort of difference where they're upset or they're crying or they can't articulate what they're feeling. I grew up, wow, stop crying. Like, that's enough. Yelling. And, I see you and it's like, okay, what are you feeling? And not that the people in my family, some of them don't parent that way.
I was going to say, I don't know your family that well, but I know your one sister.
I have
don't
2
know her
sisters.
super well. I've learned a lot from her. I don't know if she considers herself scrunchy, but there's things I've learned from just your sister and how she parents.
Tells me that about you.
Oh.
She says that she feels...
So, hey, you're scrunchy girl.
Scrunchy girl. She says, I can relate to a lot of the things that Amber feels and goes through from the little that she knows. You know?
I don't know her super well.
But I mean, after this podcast, I think that you guys are very similar.
Yeah. Well, we're similar in age too.
And in parenting also. I mean, everybody parents different.
Is I've learned a lot when I watch her with her kids.
She's very good.
She's amazing. And she has a podcast. I'll throw the link down on there so you guys can look her up and check her stuff out. But I guess my whole thing is find a support group that you feel like you fit in and give it your all. And if you don't fit in, then leave the group and find the next one. But it might help you find the correct group of what you're trying for.
So guys, go subscribe, like, follow, share, whatever.
Get chismosos in here because it's good.
It's
Follow us, share our page, subscribe, like, whatever you like to do. Just keep us in the mix.